In recent days, global attention has converged on Washington, D.C., where a high-level peace summit concerning the conflict in the Gaza Strip has taken place. Amid mounting international fatigue over protracted war and humanitarian catastrophe in the Middle East, the presence of Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Manet was initially viewed as a diplomatic effort to reinforce Phnom Penh's image as a constructive, peace-oriented actor on the global stage. Few anticipated, however, that on the sidelines of that summit, a carefully prepared speech would detonate like a diplomatic bombshell, reshaping Cambodian-Thai relations and testing the cohesion of ASEAN itself. Speaking from the Cambodian embassy in Washington, in an address closely followed by international media, Hun Manet publicly accused Thailand of violating Cambodian sovereignty. He alleged that Thai forces had employed gray zone tactics, erecting shipping containers and barbed wire barriers in disputed border areas, actions that he claimed had forced tens of thousands of civilians from their homes. The message was direct and unambiguous. This was not merely a bilateral disagreement, but a matter of territorial integrity and humanitarian consequence that deserved global scrutiny. The decision to deliver such remarks in Washington, rather than in Phnom Penh, Bangkok, or even Jakarta, home to the Secretariat of ASEAN, was laden with symbolism. Cambodia had clearly chosen to internationalize what had long been treated as a bilateral border dispute. Standing in the capital of the world's leading superpower, before an audience of diplomats and global media outlets, the young Cambodian leader drew a deliberate parallel between refugees displaced by war in the Middle East and civilians affected by tensions along the Thai-Cambodian border. He spoke not only of lines on a map, but of families separated, roads blocked, and approximately 80,000 people reportedly displaced, a figure that reverberated far beyond Southeast Asia. Over nearly an hour, Hun Manet painted what Phnom Penh described as a bleak and prolonged situation along the frontier. According to his account, Thai forces remained positioned deep within areas Cambodia considers its sovereign territory. The placement of containers and barbed wire fencing, he argued, went beyond routine security measures. Instead, Phnom Penh framed these actions as incremental encroachments, what analysts often describe as salami slicing, gradual, non-kinetic moves designed to establish fait accompli on the ground without open warfare. Yet, despite the forceful tone, Hun Manet stopped short of closing the door on dialogue. He reaffirmed Cambodia's commitment to resolving border demarcation issues through the Joint Border Commission, JBC, emphasizing that technical mechanisms grounded in previously signed treaties remained the only legitimate path forward. Cambodia, he insisted, neither sought to violate Thailand's sovereignty nor would it accept violations of its own. The combination of firmness and procedural restraint suggested not an emotional outburst, but a calculated diplomatic strategy. A notable portion of the speech also addressed Western skepticism regarding Cambodia's ties with China, particularly persistent speculation regarding developments at the Ream naval base. Responding to concerns that Phnom Penh might allow Beijing to establish a permanent military presence, Hun Manet underscored that Cambodia's constitution prohibits foreign military bases on its soil. He reaffirmed a foreign policy rooted in independence and neutrality, stating that Cambodia maintains friendly relations with all partners, including the United States, China, Japan, and others, based on mutual respect and shared interests. By linking the Ream issue to his accusations against Thailand, Hun Manet appeared to send a pointed message to Washington. Cambodia is not a military proxy of Beijing. Cambodia faces pressure from a stronger neighbor, and Cambodia seeks fairness and understanding from the international community, including the United States. It was a subtle yet strategic repositioning, potentially aimed at softening Western doubts while appealing for diplomatic sympathy. Bangkok's response was swift and sharp. Thailand's Ministry of Foreign Affairs summoned the Cambodian ambassador to lodge a formal protest. Senior Thai officials convened emergency press briefings, categorically rejecting the allegations. Thai authorities maintained that their forces were operating strictly within recognized Thai territory to combat smuggling and illegal crossings. The use of containers and fencing, they argued, constituted temporary internal security measures, not attempts to redraw boundaries. The figure of 80,000 displaced persons was dismissed as exaggerated and politically motivated. What angered Thailand's political and military establishment most was not solely the substance of the claims, but the venue and manner in which they were made. Elevating a bilateral issue onto a global stage was seen in Bangkok as a breach of diplomatic norms between neighbors. In a domestic political environment already sensitive and polarized, nationalist factions quickly seized upon the episode to demand tougher measures, including potential economic retaliation and stricter border controls. Why then did Hun Manet choose such a high-risk path? First, the strategy of internationalization offers leverage. In conventional bilateral negotiations, Thailand holds clear advantages in economic and military capacity. By airing the dispute in Washington, Cambodia sought to reshape the strategic environment, introducing reputational costs and potential third-party scrutiny. History provides precedent. Cambodia previously secured a favorable ruling from the International Court of Justice concerning the Preah Vihear temple dispute, demonstrating the potential utility of multilateral legal and diplomatic arenas. Second, domestic political consolidation likely played a role. Hun Manet succeeded his father, Hun Sen, who governed Cambodia for nearly 40 years. As a leader representing a new generation, Western-educated and internationally fluent, he faces the task of establishing independent authority and legitimacy. Demonstrating resolve in defense of territorial integrity resonates deeply with Cambodian public sentiment. The Washington speech, delivered confidently on a global platform, reinforced an image of a leader unafraid to defend national interests before major powers. Third, timing amplified impact. With the world intensely focused on issues of occupation, blockade, and displacement in Gaza, drawing a conceptual parallel to developments along the Thai-Cambodian border ensured greater media traction. The speech implicitly posed a challenge to global powers. Can principles of sovereignty and humanitarian concern be selectively applied, or must they be universal? Nonetheless, the gambit carries substantial risk. Thailand is a major trade partner and a vital conduit for goods and migrant labor. Escalatory measures from Bangkok, such as tightening border crossings or imposing economic restrictions, could impose significant strain on Cambodia's economy. Militarily, increased deployments along the frontier could heighten the possibility of localized clashes, even if neither side seeks open conflict. The episode also underscores structural limitations within ASEAN. The bloc's foundational principle of non-interference has long constrained its ability to mediate disputes among members. Cambodia's decision to bring the matter to Washington rather than rely solely on regional mechanisms suggests a degree of skepticism about ASEAN's capacity to resolve intra-bloc tensions. This development raises broader questions about the resilience of Southeast Asia's cooperative security architecture. Hun Manet's 2026 address in Washington may ultimately be remembered as a defining moment in contemporary Southeast Asian diplomacy. Bold, strategically crafted, and inherently risky. It succeeded in capturing global attention and recalibrating Cambodia's international narrative. Yet public diplomacy is always double-edged. Beyond the spotlight and rhetoric lies a harder reality. Geography cannot be changed, and neighbors must coexist. The enduring challenge now is whether Cambodia and Thailand can translate heightened visibility into constructive engagement. Sustainable peace will likely depend less on speeches delivered before global audiences and more on patient, technical negotiations conducted away from cameras. In the end, the two nations remain bound by history, commerce, and shared borders across the Indochina Peninsula. How they navigate this moment may shape not only bilateral relations. Thank you for watching this story. If you found it meaningful, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this video. And now it's time to say goodbye. Thank you for staying with Societal Stories.